What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am back again with another MLW related video, and we already looked at the teams and how each team individually did in the 2021 season. Now I'm going to be taking a full-on look for the whole MLW brand on the field, off the field, just MLW as a whole, and how they did in 2021. So we're gonna get started. Now, April 2021, MLW was only at like 190k subscribers. They gained over 100k subscribers within a matter of months. They're now at 294 as we speak, and the channel has grown to a much larger audience. And I've seen big names in those comments, such as Mike Korzemba. Some of you might know him as an NBA YouTuber. Opening day, they had a professional photography team out there alongside the Schultz family, Kyle, Dan, and Mark, and Tommy Coughlin. There was a lot of growth and more professionalism that was going on in the league. They wanted it to become more of the biggest brand that they could possibly make it. And obviously, having the proper photography team out there really does help them become a more mature and legitimate league rather than just, a YouTube channel where they're uploading some pickup games. And finally, early on in the season, Kyle Schultz had taken part in a mini documentary to showcase the league. I am not too sure who it was with, but it was a little 4-minute clip describing, Kyle's upbringing with the league and over time what's happened to MLW and where they're at now, how they started 2021, their plans for the future. Just something to really showcase the league and put it more on the map and give it send their product out to more people for them to see. For the first time, MLW held an out-of-state series, the Wildcats and Eagles, out there in Shangri-La Resort in Oklahoma. That was the first time they ever had played a series outside of Brighton, Michigan, the boys' hometown, and that was a really big move. Along with traditional Wiffle in the Midden and recently added Midwest Slugfest tournaments, the league also added a Houston, Texas tournament and now also an Arizona tournament. So, although Arizona's coming up in a matter of 2 weeks at this point, January 9th, as I'm recording this, they're really branching out the different areas that they want to attract, and they're really hosting tournaments everywhere to get more people involved, more people engaged with wiffle ball, and from there, make this whole thing a broader spectrum. From what I've heard, they want an MLW umbrella pretty much, where there's mini leagues across America, and then from there the winners play in the proper official tournament, and then they're crowned the MLW champion for the year. As of right now, we have 8 teams in Brighton, Michigan, and I already love it, so I can't even say much. The league's social media, their presence grew everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the above spread like wildfire. Instagram, they hit 100k followers. There was 500k on the TikTok. And as I said, they're nearing now 300k subscribers, and I'm thinking that if all goes well next year, they'll hit 400 by the end of June. Thinking they'll hit 400k. There was also a Patreon established as another method of income, I guess you could say. But this also had a little bit of exclusive content added, so some full pitch at bats of, say for example, the Drew Davis Grand Slam, the Curdy walk-off home run, full at bats. Now with the Raven Davis series now being put on Patreon, it's there for all people to see, and it's now a perfect way to get people who are diehard fans and have the ability to. It's the perfect time for them to get some more MLW content because we are now in the off season. Meanwhile, speaking of Drew Davis, he left the Pipe It Up podcast behind, but Tommy Coughlin and Jack Agner ended up picking it up from there, and they became the 2 co-hosts for the Pipe It Up podcast. They have really been doing well with that podcast. They have not really missed any weeks, unless it's a Christmas break, which understandably makes sense. Again, adding to some of these methods of promotion, building the brand, another source of income. Just as much as we love MLW for what it is, it's slowly becoming a business. For Kyle, it's becoming a business. Point aside though, Pipe It Up podcast is now the best it's ever been in my opinion. New guests every week, new stories every week, tail derail every week. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. Now, probably the biggest thing they've done this season. Kyle Schultz and Jimmy Norp were both invited to go out all the way to Atlanta to film an MLW segment on MLB on TBS during the 2021 NLDS for the MLB. They were featured on TBS on mid-October alongside Jimmy Rollins, Ernie Johnson, Pedro Martinez, and Curtis Granderson, some of the idols of Norp and Schultz. It was just the biggest moment, I think, in the history of MLW, marketing wise, and also it really shows how far Kyle has come, what he's turned this brand into. I think it's really, really impressive to see how he's turned a plastic toy into over 290k YouTube subscribers and another 600k across other social medias. He has done a fantastic job with his marketing for MLW, and look at where it's getting them. They also had their first on-location award ceremony at the Brighton Bowl. To me, that was actually really, I guess it was a bit of a step up because last year we had Tommy Coughlin and the green screen. Before that, it was always Kyle and Dan giving awards out on their back balcony. This time, it was their first on-location awards ceremony with a lot of guys there. I know we had Davis, Alec Warda, Norp, Dallas Allen, Dan Schultz, Kyle Schultz, Tommy Coughlin, and Brendan Zerlag. Those 8 were there to accept awards along with Jack Agner, who presented them. And I really think, though, that this year, Jimmy Norp has gotten a lot of recognition across his social medias. Jim Lincecum, there's been a couple TikToks out there that have reached, 300k views because of the different sounds and stuff that he used on the platform. So in a way, I feel like Jimmy Norp, what he's done, he's also brought in some viewers to the league. Just his sheer talent alone, and then also his marketing, I guess, on TikTok. But all around, this was the best season in the history of the league by far. Best playoffs we've seen, best World Series we've seen, the closest we've seen everything, especially in the AL. Mallards, you're the only exception to this. I'm sorry, the Mallard slander will never ever stop until you guys make the playoffs once again with a winning record, I'd say. I didn't add this to the description, I didn't add this to any of these screens now, but I'm going to mention one thing really quick. They did recently have an article posted to The Athletic where it outlined everything from beginning to end. So, just simply enough, background of the league, history of when Kyle and Tommy really established it. After year 8, they almost called it quits, but then they decided to go all in. From there, gives you a little bit of an idea of the upbringing of the Meadows, upbringing of Norp and his entrance into the league, some of the stuff behind the scenes that goes on. So it's really interesting to see, how big MLW has gotten, as they really have inspired everybody to get into wiffle ball. Over the last 2 years, wiffle ball has become a nice little hobby for me. As soon as the weather gets good here in Canada again, I'm going to be setting up my nets, throwing the ball around. I want to try to become a switch pitcher this year, and that would be a little bit interesting. But in my opinion, it was an overall fantastic season from all aspects of MLW. 2022 looks to see the channel's popularity seriously continue. I think that they could, with the way everything's exponentially growing every year, there's a good shot that they could hit 500,000 subscribers. I don't know yet, but 400k is probably the most likely that you're gonna see. They're gonna hit 400k by the end of 2022. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching this video. I will see you all next time. Peace out.